Good evening, one and all. Let me welcome you on behalf of the Bombay Management Association for yet another episode of the Friday Fundamentals, EMDP. This was an initiative we started in May 2020 after we realized that lockdown is going to make it more and more difficult for us to get together to learn in a physical format. Happy to share that over the last 4 months, we have completed 17 such MDPs, and today we are about to launch the 18th MDP with Dr. ARUNAAGIRI Mudaliar. Thank you very much, ARUNAAGIRI, for readily agreeing to deliver this MDP for our benefit. As we always do, we provide another 2 minutes for people to come and join the session. As a normal philosophy, we hate to punish people who come on time, but nevertheless, net traffic and net congestion is the order of the day today, not as much as physical traffic and physical congestion. On that note, we just take a pause for 2 minutes, after which I'll be delighted to introduce to you Dr. ARUNAAGIRI and then request him to launch the program. As we often do, all of us are on mute so that there is minimum of audio interference. You're welcome to interact with Dr. ARUNAAGIRI in this interactive session through the chat box. As we progress through the session, towards the end, we will allow everybody to interact with him on a one-to-one basis using audio. So please bear with us for this approach, because I think in this digital mode of learning, we have to adapt to the constraints along with the benefits. So to introduce Dr. ARUNAAGIRI is not an easy task. When I sought his profile for introduction, he sent me a PowerPoint presentation about himself. And when I went through it, I did realize that there was so much to share that I might need to actually conduct a half MDP to tell you all about him. But I'd like to highlight a couple of things about him. He himself is a continuous learner, has completed his studies in Mumbai University, went on to do his management studies, went on to do a lot of refresher and additional courses from IIM Ahmedabad, has traveled across the world and acquired several qualifications in universities in the US. A sportsman at heart, he's been a veteran basketball player himself right up to the state level and continues to be part of the team where they coach the future basketball champions of the country. That's what makes him so fit, so energetic, so full of life, and so enthusiastic. ARUNAAGIRI has specialized in several modules related to personality, success, ensuring that we are able to deliver results at the end of the day, which is so very important in any corporate setting. He often believes that the training that he does must lead to some outcomes, and outcome-based training is a forte with Dr. ARUNAAGIRI. He's also traveled across the world, delivered several such training programs, and I'm delighted to share with you, as on date, he might have conducted at least about 1,000 training programs till date and might have trained over 1 lakh professionals. Such is the stature of the person we have with us here today, Dr. ARUNAAGIRI. This is Professor Mani on behalf of Bombay Management Association, thanking you heartily for being part of this EMDP Friday Fundamentals that you're going to deliver to us. Over to you, Dr. ARUNAAGIRI.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Professor Mani. Friends, how many of you agree with me that along with this COVID-19 pandemic, there's one more pandemic which has engulfed the entire globe, namely the fear pandemic. If you agree with me, please type S on the chat box, please. Thank you. But how many of you also agree with me that the fear pandemic has taken a heavy toll on individual, organization, state, and the nation's both health and wealth parameters? If you agree with me, just type S on the chat box. If you agree with me, just type S on the chat box, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. Friends, at the onset, I welcome each one of you for this signature seminar of ours called the 10x Mindset to Magnetize Good Health and Wealth. At the onset, I want to thank Professor Mani, who's been my mentor, and the president of the BMA for giving us this great platform to share our views and thoughts on this very important and very close to my heart concept, which is very much required in this challenging, turbulent times. In fact, we have till now delivered similar programs on mindset in more than about 30 platforms. And it's my honor and pleasure to share this with this prestigious platform as well. So thank you very much, Professor Mani, for the opportunity. Thank you very much. Next, friends, I want to acknowledge each one of you who is present in this particular webinar, because you being present here tells me one thing about each one of you, that you belong to that top 10% of the world's population who invest their time, effort, and money on the most important asset that we human beings possess. The most important asset. And I would request some of you, I would just ask you to just type on the chat box, what do you think is the most important asset that we human beings possess? Okay. Would you like to just type on the chat box, which is the most important asset? Because as I said, why you belong to the top 10% is because world research shows that less than 10% of the population ever invest on this particular important asset of theirs. Yeah, good. I can see good health, wealth. Yeah. Brain. Okay, good. Yeah, basically, I appreciate the lovely responses which I'm getting. But the answer which I would like to give is this, that the most important asset we human beings have is we ourselves. And you are that rare percentage of the human population who realize the importance of investing on yourself in continuously developing, growing, fine-tuning, sharpening yourself, which is what is so very important. And the world research shows across the world that less than 10% of the people ever do that. And you're among them. So to acknowledge that, I would request for 2 favors from each one of you. So if you allow me the favor, if you can just type on the chat box, granted. Just type on the chat box, granted. So as your coach for the next 2 hours, I just wanted to share. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ulka. Thank you very much. So my first request to all of you is, in order to acknowledge yourself, I just want you to raise your hands up. Raise your hands up. Turn it around. I can see you. And just give yourself a pat. Give yourself a pat and say that I'm proud of myself. Please say that. Please say that. Yeah. And thank you very much for doing that, Professor Mani and others. And second favor that I want each of you to do is, again, I'm doing it with the purpose. I want you to just type on the chat box. Go to the chat box, as Professor Mani has indicated. This is going to be an engaging seminar, because I, for one, believe that in order for us to get maximum value of the time, effort, money which each of us has invested, it's very important there is an engagement, there is an interest, there is an energy happening. I want each of you to just go to your chat box and just type this sentence on the chat box. I'm proud of myself. Please do that, please. Yeah, please type on the chat box saying that I'm proud of myself. Please do that. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Ramakrishnan. Thank you, Sanjeev. Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you, Murthy. Thank you very much. Thank you. But after this, let me just give you a small brief about what we exactly we would intend cover in this coming 2 hours. What I would be taking you, all of you, is the 7 mindset principles which would enable us to face this unprecedented pandemic which has engulfed us. I promise you, this is all proven, time-tested principles which many of you may be already knowing about it. But We will, again, I would like to facilitate this to you so that you can, and plus give you some processes which you would be able to, be able to start using it right after this program, so that you would be able to improve your, both your health profile and also reset yourself to acquire and magnetize more wealth. How many of you would love it? If you would love it, I would request all of you to just type on the chat box. I would love it. I would love it, please. Yeah, thank you. If you would like to learn that principles, time-tested principles, and also you would like to put them into practice and start magnetizing more wealth and also improved health profile for each one of you. Thank you very much. Friends, also, I would share with you, after the 7 mindset principles, I want to share with you 3 of the principles which I have used for my business, and which comes from our signature program called the Pathway to Profitable Sales Mastery, where I would be sharing with all of you 3 steps which you can start implementing, especially if you're a business owner and if you're self-employed, which has helped me put my company back on track. In fact, this month, our company, which I run with a team of 150 people, we are able to achieve the sale of pre-COVID time. Okay. As you all know, after March, there was a big slump in sale. But thanks to these 3 simple principles which I have put into practice, we have been able to reset and achieve the pre-COVID revenues. And this I'll be sharing with you so that you can start using it for in your business or wherever you're working, and thereby reset your business. How many of you would welcome this? If you would welcome this, please type on the chat box. I welcome it. I welcome it. Please type on the chat box. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Friends, as you would have seen already, I've been asking you a lot of questions. I've been asking you to raise your hands. And some of you must be thinking that, boss, till now I've done a lot of webinars, but nobody has asked me for so much of engagement. Friends, the reason why I've been asking you to do all these things, I've been asking you questions, and I've been asking you to be very active on the chat box, is because of this one principle, which I want all of you to grasp it. As Professor Mani rightly said, I have a background of sports, and I used to play for India in Indian youth team, and I still now coach children in basketball. And even as a trainer, when I engage with participants across India and the globe, I realize this one principle is a cardinal principle for success. But the principle is highest energy always wins. Okay? Because we human beings have got almost 99.99% we are energy, and only 0.001% matter. So when you have a higher engagement, when we are higher interaction, your energy always goes up. So what I request all of you is, now I want your permission that in the coming 2 hours, which I'm going to spend time with you, I want your permission for me to ask you a question, for me to ask you to engage in the chat box, for me to ask you to sometimes do some physical movement as well, so that our engagement level is high, and also we keep our energy at a high level. Okay? So would you permit me that? Would you permit me as your coach for the next 2 hours to keep the engagement level high? Thank you. Thank you, Ramakrishna. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Murthy. Thank you very much for your fabulous. Sanjeev, thank you very much. Okay. Well, friends, this is a cardinal rule which I have lived my life by. Keep your energy high, keep your enthusiasm high, and highest energy always wins, always wins. In fact, I was just studying some research on COVID as well. It has been found that people who are enthusiastic, people who are energetic, are able to keep their immunity level higher and thereby fend off this COVID-19 virus as well. Okay, so let's do a practice of this and keep our energy level. Fake it till you make it if you have to, but I request all of you to be really truly engage in this whole thing. Okay. Friends, before I take up those 7 principles of mindset and maybe the 3 principles of business which I have put into practice in my own business and life, I want to just share with you a little bit about my mission as a trainer. Training for me is a passion. I love it. And I feel that I've been blessed with this particular ability by God Almighty to be able to communicate and train and bring about transformation. And my vision as a trainer has been to empower and enable every human being whom I train in order to remove their self-created barriers and thereby assist them to learn, unlearn, and relearn and become more prosperous, healthy, and wealthy. This is my mission, which is what I've declared for the universe. But I want to share with you, my friends, my emotional reason why I spend a lot of time, effort, money, as Professor Mani sir rightly said, in training myself, and then whatever I learn and put my experience together and then share it with as many people as possible. There is an emotional reason why I'm so passionate and so my dedication towards training, especially something to do with the emotional story. Do I have the permission to share with you those emotional story? If you allow with me, just say, bring it on, B-I-O. Can you please type on the chat box, bring it on. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ulka. Thank you very much. Okay. Friends, behind this story, which I'm going to share with you, there is a very, very important mindset principle or a success principle, which I want to share with you. Okay. And I would request all of you to pay attention to it, even though there's a story behind it, why I am into training. But there is a very, very important mindset principle, which I want all of you to grasp it and use it. Okay? Very, very critical. Okay? And this emotional reason is to do with my motherland, our motherland, I would say. Okay? Friends, as you all know, I want to ask you a question. What was our motherland in the not too distant past, maybe about 300 years back? What was our motherland called as? Okay? What was our motherland called as? As I said, this story of mine, my mission, which originates from this particular aspect of my life. I want to ask you, what is it that we are called as? Absolutely right, Abhishek. Abhishek, spot on. We were called as the Sone ki Chidi of the world. We were called the golden land. Friends, it is said that from the 1st century to the 13th century, we were the #1 economy in the world. Our country is to contribute almost 30% of the world's economy. And the entire world wanted to do business with us. And it is said that this particular motherland of ours was so prosperous, was so proactive, was so very advanced in almost everything that literally the entire world wanted to do business with us. And it is, in a jocular manner, it is, I can also say this, that as you all know, the person who discovered America was Columbus, right? Now I want to ask you, all of you, I want to ask you all, where did Columbus set sail for? Where did Columbus set sail for? Okay. Absolutely right, Ulka, you're spot on. Columbus set sail for India, right? Am I right? So how many of you agree with me that with a lot of pride, and which is a historical fact, we all can say that America got discovered because of our motherland? How many of you agree with me? How many of you agree with me? How many of you agree with me that America got discovered because of my motherland? How many of you agree with me? Ramakrishna, thank you. Abhishek, yeah, it's a historical fact. And I really wanted to get present to. Now I want to ask you one more question, my friends. Now that from this status of being the #1 economy of the world, with almost literally dominating the world's business and the overall being the golden land, how come then we became a developing country? How did we become a developing country? Okay. Or we have become, instead we became a poor country, and now we are on the path of becoming a developing country. Okay. Now it is not very distant past to see that. Now the reason why is, as you all know, we were colonized by the Britishers. We got subjugated by Britishers. Okay. Okay. Now how many of you agree with me? I want to just share with you one very important thing. Now this is a statement made by Lord Macaulay in the British Parliament on 2nd February 1835. I just request you all to read this. And as I said, behind the story of my mission of life of being a trainer, there is a very, very important mindset success principle, which I want each of you to get it. Okay. Now, this is a statement made by Lord Macaulay in the British Parliament. He says, I've traveled across the length and breadth of India, and I've not seen one person who's a beggar, who's a thief. Such wealth I have seen in this country, such high moral values, people of such caliber, that I do not think we would ever conquer this country. Okay. unless and until we break the very backbone of this nation, which is our spiritual and cultural heritage. And therefore, if we can replace our old and ancient education system and our culture, and if the Indians think that all that is foreign and English is good and greater than their own, they will lose their self-esteem, their native self-concept, and they will become what we want them, a truly dominated nation. Friends, I just wanted to bring it to notice. This is a statement, Lord Macaulay's mission statement for Britishers when they colonized us. Now, I want to ask you a question. Friend, did they succeed in this particular mission which they set out on? I would like to have your honest answer. Did they succeed in that? I want your response in the chat box. And let's be truthful. Yes, Abhishek, you're right. Sanjeev, right, true. Yeah, Ulka, right, absolutely. The truth is they did succeed in that. It's unfortunate, but it's the truth. Now, I want to ask you one more very important question, and I want all of you to get present to, because it's a very, very critical point, as I said. Now, out of the various damages that the Britishers did to us, they looted us, they plundered us, they did all the damages. Now, I want to ask you, as intelligent, dynamic fellow Indians, what was the maximum damage? Which was the maximum dent that Britishers did to our country? What was the maximum damage that they did? And I would like you to answer this. If there's somebody who has already been in training with me, and if you know it, just Unity says Ulka. Unity says Ulka. What is the maximum damage? I really want you to get present to this, because this is an historical fact, and this is something which we need to be aware about. We need to be aware about. Yeah. Yeah. Ulka says, man, okay. The Abhishek says, made us clerks. Very true. Okay. Our self-respect to stand up for ourselves. Sanjeev, very true. Okay. Murthy says, self-esteem broken. Brilliant. Murthy, you're spot on. Murthy, you're spot on. Apart from the huge plunder that they did, apart from all the damages they did in terms of breaking our industries, breaking our education system, the thing, friends, I want all of you to get present to is this important principle of success in life. They dented our self-esteem. They systematically planned this particular thing. Friends, why this is important is, according to, if you ask, a proven science success principle is, a person's success, a organization's success, a nation's success depends directly upon the self-esteem which you have. Okay, but this is something which is very, very important for all of us to remember. The success achieved by an individual depends upon his self-concept, self-esteem, self-belief he harbors. And the Britishers, friends, one of the biggest dent that they did was on this aspect. And friends, as a trainer and as a patriotic Indian, it has been my mission, and my vision has been how we can rebuild, how we can resurrect the self-esteem of our people, especially the youth, and make them believe, make them proud about what our rich legacy of our country. Okay, that has been one of the reasons why is one of my mission of me as a trainer, and this is why I share with all the entrepreneurs and youth, and by making them really realize the historical fact and the legacy that our country bears, to rebuild their self-esteem and thereby build back the golden land that we are. How many of you are with me in this particular vision? How many of you feel the same, like what I have just narrated with you? How many of you are with me? If you have a similar passion, just say, yeah, same. I feel the same. Feel the same. Absolutely right, Sanjeev. Thank you very much. Thank you, Murthy. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you for your fabulous. Yeah, and we can. Let me just share with you why this is important, because this importance principle is very important. Your self-concept, your self-esteem, and your self-belief is very, very important to take you to the level you want to. And even in this pandemic which we are facing today, we need to remember this principle. Don't allow your self-belief, your self-esteem, your self-concept to be dented by any situation. Okay. Now, friends, as I said, and I really appreciate many of you just coming forth and saying that yes, and we are on the way. I'm sure we will get it back. This particular dream which we have, maybe in our lifetime or in the very near future, we will be able to do it. Now, friend, just to get you back the historical fact, which I just shared with you, because this again is very important. This again, what I'm sharing with you, not only it's about a story about what I feel, but there's also an important success principle, which is in line with what the seminar which we are attending. Our seminar's name is 10x Mindset to Magnetize Wealth, Health, and Prosperity. Okay, so I've just touched upon, I've just thrown at you one of the concepts. Okay, now let me, friends, share with you that I want to ask you one more question. Okay, and I request all of you to answer me. Among the various races in this world, which one do you think is one of the intelligent races in the world, according to you? Just type the names. There are many, but which is one of them? And you can write. Okay, Indians is there. Yeah, Ulka says very true. Okay, Ulka says that. Anybody else? Which are the other races which you feel are generally known, or people feel that yes, they are intelligent? Okay, Aryan says Sanjeev. Okay, Ulka. Yeah, let me ask you this. When who is the CEO of Microsoft? And if you can just type it down. And who is the CEO of Google? Google, yeah. And who is likely to take over from Warren Buffett as the next CEO of Berkshire Hathaway? Yeah, who's likely to take over? Yeah, absolutely, Ulka, you're right. Satya Nadala and Sundar Pichai. Brilliant, Ulka. Thank you very much. Okay. Now, according to there's a recent, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it is, yeah. Yeah, Ajit Jain, absolutely right. But I want to tell you, what percentage of NASA scientists are Indians? Yeah, again, 30%. What percentage of doctors in UK are Indians? Again, 30%. But you can see there is a commonality about all of them. They're all from this great nation. Now, I want to ask you this also, my friends. Okay. What makes us intelligent? Okay. What makes we Indians intelligent, as Ulka rightly said, as Abhishek rightly said? Okay. And I want to just give you this historical fact. It is not something which I'm saying because this is my mission, but this I want all of you to get present to and reflect back on the historical fact. Because what I'm speaking to you is historical facts. These have all been, I've been also greatly inspired by Sadhguru and as well as Shashi Tharoor. These people have written a lot of things about this. And this I felt is very, very important for us to revisit. And after revisiting it, get it up and share it with more people. Friends, if I have to just go back, one reason why you and I are so intelligent is not by accident. It's not by accident. Now, can I ask somebody, somebody can just give me a small answer. What do you think is the reason why you and I are so born intelligent? Anybody? What do you feel is the reason why you are born intelligent? Yeah. Your ancestors were intelligent. Ulka, very true. Oh yeah, ancestors were intelligent. Let me again give you a small perspective about it. Okay, friends, we have evolved, says Ohm's Day. Okay, so 5,000 years of legacy, says Murthy. Very true, because it is my DNA. Very true. Kumar, you're right. Absolutely. Let me just share with you. I will just take about 2 minutes, but this is very, very critical. And especially, I feel that once if it is downloaded, this is a very important mindset principle for all of us in this day and age and during this unprecedented, challenging time. Now, I know many of us are Hindus, and irrespective of whether you are Hindu, Muslim, all of us are same. We're all Indians. I want to just ask you, like normally on a birthday, our parents take us to a temple. And normally we do a archana on that day, and we go to the priest with a token and we say, ask him to do an archana. I want to ask you one thing, my friends. When you ask the priest to do an archana, what does he ask you for? What does he ask you for? What does he ask you for? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Gotra, very true, Sanjeev. You're spot on. They ask you Gotra. What does a Gotra mean to all of us? And everybody of us have a Gotra. What does that Gotra mean? And I want you to get present too, because what I'm facilitating here is a very, very important historical fact, which we need to imbibe, which we need to immerse ourselves in, because this has got a lot of relevance on building our mindset, success mindset. Yeah. A name of a Rishi, very true, Nitin, spot on. It's a these rishis were really proficient or masters of what? What were they masters in? They were masters in what? What were they masters in? These ancestors of ours, yours and mine, they were masters of what? Inner engineering. Absolutely, Ulka, you're spot. They were masters of inner engineering, or they call as, and the technology which we have given to the world, that is what we were masters in. We were masters in inner engineering, as Ulka rightly said, which is called as meditation. And it has been a proven fact that because of the deep meditation power which our ancestors had, they could change the DNA structure, as Abhishek or somebody rightly said, and we all carry a more enlightened genome, which is what makes us automatically so proficient in software development. We are so good in mathematics. It's not by accident. It's mainly because of our enlightened genome. How many of you agree with me? How many of you agree with me? If you agree with me or you resonate with me, please type agree on the chat box. Please type agree on the chat box. Thank you. Absolutely. And this is a very important thing for us to get present to. Okay? You're intelligent not by accident. You're intelligent because you carry an enlightened genome. Okay? So friends, I want all of you to just type this. And this is very, very important from the point of view of developing and nurturing your mindset. Okay? I want all of you to type this word. I am born intelligent. And I would like all of you to type on the chat box. Okay? Type it with conviction. Don't type it because Dr. Arunagiri is asking you to do it. Do it because you're convinced that with a little historical fact which I gave you, that I am born intelligent, boss. Okay? And I'm capable of achieving anything. It is not by accident that 53 CEOs of Indian origin almost manage 4 trillion rupees dollars worth of market cap. 53 CEOs, all from Indian origin. Okay? This is all because of this particular fact. Friends, this is what is something which has to be kept in mind, because as I told you, okay, this power which we had of meditation, which is so very important. I'll take up a little bit more because I do teach meditation. I do teach a yoga program called Siddha Samadhi Yoga, where I will share with you a little bit more facts about this as well. Okay. Now, here again, I'm coming down to one important aspect of human beings called self-actualization principle. But this again is a very, very interesting study, and I want you to connect with what we have till now facilitated. Now, we as human beings, you'll appreciate, has got humongous potential. Okay, how many of you agree with me? But I want to ask you one more thing. Out of this humongous potential that you have, what percentage do you think we as human beings use during a lifetime? Okay, I would like you to just put a percentage. Out of that humongous potential that you have, what percentage do you think we actually actualize in our life? 2% says Nitin, 5% and over. Ramakrishna, very true. Murthy, yeah, very true. Good, thank you. Ulka, 10 to 20%. Good, thank you. Thank you for a response. Doesn't make there's nothing right and wrong, but it's more of a getting involved in the concept. Friends, just to give you a small analog or thing. Friends, you all know Albert Einstein, right? Albert Einstein, when he died in USA, they did a postmortem of his brain to find out the amount of neurons that he used. This was done in Princeton University, and it's actual fact. Do you know that Albert Einstein used what percentage of neurons of his brain, or which was deduced as the amount of potential that he used? It was a reference. A 9% says Abhishek. Okay, what percentage do you think Albert Einstein used in terms of the neurons? you all will be surprised to know the answer is, which is documented, is 3.6%. 3.6% is what he actually used. So I want to just give you a small analog. But Albert Einstein, sir, used only 3.6%. What percentage do you think you and I and you must be using in our life? Hello? Yeah. What percentage would I and you be using if Albert Einstein, who's considered to be an absolute master and one of the most intelligent human beings of this century, you use only about 3.6%. Yeah. Yeah, Sanjeev and Ulka, you were very candid. Yeah. Now, okay, it is nothing, it is not something a proud fact, but I just wanted to take you through this important concept called as self-actualization. Friends, what stops us from actualizing our potential is given in this particular very well-researched table, which I'm giving it to you. Okay. But as you can see in this tables, in the self-actualization process, which involves many of the concepts which all of us know. Now, I want you to know, I want you to get present to, out of this entire thing of self-competence, self-confidence, self-belief, self-worth, self-acceptance, which is the first step, in the process of actualizing your potential or actualizing yourself. What do you feel? What do you feel? I want all of you to guess. Yeah, Ulka, okay. Self-belief, says Sanjeev. Okay, good. Good. Okay. Which is the first step out of this entire six circles you see? Out of them, which one do you feel is the most fundamental and the foundational one? Learning about your own self. Okay, learning about your own self. Ramakrishna. Okay, good, awesome. First, the right answer is, as Ulka rightly said, yes, Kumar is right. It's about self-acceptance. But the most important thing is, first you have to accept yourself for what you are. Okay. And you would be quite surprised to know that many of us don't accept us. We always keep on, our little voice keeps on making us feel that we are not good enough. Okay. Your self-acceptance is what leads you to self-worth, is what leads you to self-esteem, self-belief, self-confidence, and self-competence. Of course, this cycle works both ways, but the self-acceptance is the first important step in the entire process of self-actualization. Okay. So this is something very foundational, because during my last 20-25 years of my journey as a trainer, coach, and as a facilitator, I have met people from different parts of our country, different people across the globe, and everybody, irrespective of where they are from, everybody has this issue of self-acceptance. How many of you agree with me? If you agree with this particular statement, just type agree on the chat box, please. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much. Thank you, Abhishek. Yeah. So the very important thing is you have to accept yourself the way you are. Now, normally what happens is we always go from a thing, I'm not okay, I'm not good enough, I'm not competent enough, I'm not experienced enough. This is what leads you to not building up the self-actualization cycle of self-worth, self-esteem. Now, I just wanted to give you one more small experiential learning. Okay. Now, I want to ask you this. How many of you have heard about this thing called Kohinoor diamond? Kohinoor diamond. Okay. And if you have heard about Kohinoor diamond, just type S on the chat box. Kohinoor diamond? Yes? Yeah? Yes, Abhishek? Yeah, if you have heard about it, just type S in the chat box. Okay. Now, I want to ask you the next question. What makes Kohinoor diamond so very coveted, so very prestigious, so very priceless? What makes it so very priceless? What makes it so priceless? What makes it beauty? Biggest diamond on earth? Okay, very good. What else? What else? What makes it so coveted? Yeah, absolutely. As Ulka rightly talks about, you would appreciate one thing. There are many diamonds, but Kohinoor still stands out more than beauty, more than the size. It is because it is unique. It is unique. There's nothing less like that anywhere else in the world. Okay, this uniqueness is what differentiates and makes it one in a million. Yeah, absolutely. Now, I want to just have an analog. In this world, there are about 7.5 billion people. Okay, last count. I want to ask each one of you, my friends, out of the 7.5 billion people, how many of them are like you? How many of them are just like you? How many of you them? Yeah, absolutely. How many of you? Nobody, nobody. Yes, Nitin, that makes you what? That makes each one of us what? That makes us each one of us what? Unique, absolutely. And as a consequence, if you take an extrapolation of it, what does it make you? What does that make you? That makes each of you precious. And how many of you agree with me that makes each one of you like a koinur? Koinur. Okay. But I want to ask you this. When you are so unique, when you are so priceless, why do we not consider ourselves like a koinur? And why do we consider ourselves like a koila? Because my experience is many of us have got our own inner chattering and we consider more like ourselves as a koila rather than a koinur. Okay. How many of you agree with me that each one of us are as precious or as different like a koinur? How many of you agree with me? How many of you agree with me? And if you agree with me, yeah. Yes, Kumar, there are many koilas, but koinur is one. And that's exactly what it is. So I want you to get this present, that each of us are as good as a koinur. And this is what you need to keep on affirming yourself and thereby take yourself to the next level. Okay. But I want to ask you one more question. Okay. Each one of us are invented. Now I want you to answer this question. Okay. Who do you love the most? Give me the names of 3 people whom you love the most. I want you to type in the chat box, all of us, as much as possible. How many of you, who do you love the most in your life? In your life, who do you love the most? Nitin Joshi has written, okay, very good. Okay, Gulka, very good. Awesome. I want everybody to write it, please. Yeah, thank you. I want you to interact, because if you don't do it, yeah, Ram, my spouse, my child, Ramakrishna, very good. S. Kumar says, myself, parents, teachers. Awesome. Gulka Patil, yeah. Give me three names in whichever order. And in order. Give me parents, children, teachers. Says Murthy. Okay. Sanjeev says, my mom, my dad, and my wife, and my teachers. Very good. Awesome. Others. I want everybody to participate, because I want you to engage, because without engagement, you will not get this concept. And I promise you, they may look simple, but they have got a profound impact on your mindset. Awesome. My life, my value, my roots. Absolutely. Friends, I could see some of you have written it, but the ideal answer would be, I want you to first write myself first, and then maybe others. I want you to check yourself. How many of you wrote myself first and then the others? Okay. And how many of you missed yourself? How many of you missed yourself? How many of you missed yourself? Yeah. Good. Awesome. Kumar. How many of you missed yourself? Right. Awesome. Okay. Remember, self is the most important. If you do not love yourself, you can't love others. But this is the very, very important. Some of us feel that, loving myself is selfish. No. If you don't have love for yourself, then how can you give that love to others? If you don't have love for yourself, how can you give it to the others? This is very, very foundational in the entire self-actualization process, my friend. Okay. And these principles have been proven, tested, time-tested, and used. And this breaks some of the earlier paradigms and beliefs. Okay. How many of you believe that you're learning something new and what you're learning is valuable? If you find it new and valuable, please type new and valuable in the chat box, please. Yeah. Okay. As I told you, each one of us, thank you very much. Thank you, Sanjeev. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you, Ramakrishna. Thank you, Abhishek. Yeah. That gives me energy. Okay. And I want, friends, here, this Koinur process which we did. Now, whenever I've been discussing this and facilitating this, many of us do get present to that I am a Kohinoor, and they present it. But the real problem happens, my friends, when we consider ourselves to be a Kohinoor. But generally, the problem happens that when you look at others, your family members or your colleagues or your subordinates, most of them treat them not like a Kohinoor. They treat them like a Koila. How many of you agree with me? That's where the interpersonal problems happen in life. That's where the relationship harmony is not there. Okay? So just I want all of you to get present to, because there the thing called ego comes in. So you need to be careful about this point. And if you can live with this paradigm, as you can see here, I am a Kohinoor, so is everybody else is a Kohinoor. Okay? Friends, if you can accept this as an important postulate, a principle in life, I can promise you, my friend, you would be able to really bring in or create a lot of bonding, synergy, harmony in your life. Okay? So consider yourself to be a Kohinoor and consider everyone else also is a Kohinoor, because other also are equally unique in their life. Okay? But this is something which is very, very important for your health and wealth as well. Because remember, family is a team game. Business is a team game. And if you want to really prosper and you want to attract more wealth and grow your business or become more successful, you need to have the power to interact with other human beings in a much more harmonious manner. Okay? And so this particular paradigm that I'm a Kohinoor and everybody else is a Kohinoor is very, very important. I'm unique, so is the others are equally unique. So I just want all of you to just type on the chat box. I would be living with in the paradigm, I'm a Kohinoor as well as others are a Kohinoor. Please type on the chat box, please. Yeah. For health, wealth, and personal growth, absolutely. Correct? Absolutely. This is what important. Yeah. I'm a Kohinoor as well as others are Kohinoor. Yeah. This is a very important paradigm. And I would want you to use this as a fundamental principle of interacting with others. And I promise you, if you do this, all are Kohinoor. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Okay. This is the first principle, friend, which I wanted all of you to know. Out of 7 principles, the first one is consider yourself to be Kohinoor as well as others to be Kohinoor. Have the self-acceptance and then start moving out. And this would automatically would enable you to actualize yourself, actualize your potential. Because in today's turbulent, unprecedented, challenging time, this particular self-actualization is very, very critical for us to take us forward. Okay. Now let's jump on to the next one. Next one is the power of thinking. Friend, the second important mindset principle, which I want all of you to grasp and use it is, I want you to understand this, you become what you think. Okay. Again, this particular terms are used very freely, but not understood by many. This has been my experience as a trainer, facilitator, and a coach. Okay, power of thinking. Now here again, I would like to have some interaction. Friends, I wanted to ask you this. Do you know how many thoughts do you get in a day? How many thoughts do you get in a day? How many thoughts do you get in a day? But very, very critical, especially in this pandemic. How many? Okay, I want some answers from the participants. Infinite says Ulka. Murthy says 60,000. S. Kumar says 60,000. Okay, good. Yeah, 80,000. Rajesh, you're all right. We get approximately 60 to 80,000 thoughts in a day. I want to ask you one next question is, how many of those positive, how many of the 60 to 70,000 thoughts, what percentage of them are positive? How many of them are negative? Yeah, please give your answer on the chat box. Yes, Deepak, you're right. Depends, says Kumar. No, give me some percentage. Whatever you feel is right. What percentage is positive? Less than 1% positive, says Deepak. 95%. Abhishek, what? 10% what? Can you just elaborate? 20% positive, says Rajesh Sharma. Ulka says 40 to 60%. It's based on lunar and sea waves. Wow, Nitin, good. Friends, what I'm talking to is 10% positive. Murthy, you're right. Murthy, you're spot on. Very true. This would be quite, for some of you, it may be quite revealing. The fact is, 90% of your thoughts are negative. Only 10% of your thoughts are positive. Friends, this is again For some of us, it'll be quite a thing, because this is all because of the conditioning which we have gone through right from the time when we were in the womb. Now, let me ask you one more thing. This human being, which we have been created as unique, and this is one of the most miraculous and one of the most sophisticated machinery that God has created. I want to ask you this. At a given instant, how many thoughts can you have in your mind? How many thoughts can you have in your mind? I want all of you to think about this. How many thoughts can you have in one instant? How many thoughts? But I can promise you, this is something very foundational. And if you can understand this concept, yeah, Murthy says one thought, Nitin says one. Absolutely, yeah. Spot on. Nitin and Murthy, you're spot on that. Yes, God has designed our mind in such a way that at a given instant, you can have only one thought. But now I want to ask you one more postulate, and I want you to think over it. It's not easy. And I can tell you this proudly, friends, that our ancestors had mastered this, okay? Our ancestors had mastered this. And that's why we need to be proud about this. They had mastered this particular concept, which I'm just downloading it to you. They had mastered the science of thought leadership. And let me give you a slogan. Thought leadership is life leadership. Now, I want to ask you this. In your experience as a human being, do you have thoughts or thoughts have you? I want you to just answer in the chat box. Do you have thoughts or thoughts have you? What is your experience? Thoughts have you? Yeah. Okay, Ulka. Good. We have thoughts. Yeah. But what's your experience in life? We have thoughts. Yeah. You're right, Nitin and Ulka. You are very ideally you should have the power. Yeah. Thoughts dictates us. Sanjeev, true. Sanjeev Kabra, you're right. Most of us are driven by thoughts. That's why we talk about moods. अरे आज mood नहीं है काम करने का. अरे I don't have self discipline. मैं कुछ प्लान करता हूं, but उसमें वो पूरा नहीं होता है. Why does this happen? It's mainly because you don't have thoughts. Thoughts have you, and that's the reason why you feel adrift in life. But even in this COVID time, right now, well, let me give you the manifestation cycle. The thoughts becomes your words. Words becomes your action. Action repeated becomes your habit. Habit becomes your character. Character becomes your destiny. That's why this statement, you become what you think, is a truth. And all the legendary thinkers and gurus, all of them have concurred on this one point, which they say is that you become what you think. And this is because of this manifestation cycle. And friends, as I said, most of us have an experience that thoughts drive us. Now let me ask you one more question. That's why I said our ancestors had mastered this subject. Which is the best technology, do you think, which enables you to master your thoughts? Which is the best technology? Anybody? What is the best technology available? And I promise you, those people, yeah, awesome. Sanjeev, Nitin, spot on. Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant. Nitin and Sanjeev, I love the way you're participating. Yeah, you're right. It is meditation. Meditation. Friends, that's exactly what it is. Let me just run you through this. This is what we have already deciphered. Okay. Now, this is what is the thought leadership, is life leadership. Okay? Your anxiety, stress, which all impacts both your health and wealth, all comes because you have no control over your thoughts. And there's a strong connection between mind and body. If you allow your mind to waver, that's what is going to happen. Okay. And friends, that's exactly what we need to know. And meditation is one of the best technology for you to manage your thoughts. Friends, even in this COVID time, why are people getting engulfed with fear? Because they are allowing the fear thoughts to dominate. If you are in control of your life and your thoughts, you will not allow these negative thoughts to overcome you. The biggest technology which you require in this time is to manage your thoughts and thereby manage your destiny. How many of you agree with me? How many of you agree with me that this is the absolute truth? If you agree with me, type it as absolute truth. Yeah, this is what is the truth, and this is what is required in this challenging time to maintain your health and wealth. Health and wealth. If you allow negative thoughts to overcome you, you are bound to have your immunity compromised. You will get into fear and you will get down. You will not be in action. Your business will go down. But your health and wealth will be compromised because of this. I want you to get present to this very, very important point which we are referring here, which we are talking about here. Okay. And let me tell you very frankly, my friends, when I go to Japan, sometimes I go for my training programs there, when I ask there, 70% of Japanese are meditating. Most of their companies have got meditation room. When you go to US, there are about 30 to 40% people who are getting into meditation. Friends, unfortunately, in our own country, which gave this technology to the world, what do you think is the percentage of people who actively meditate? What do you feel? Or even in this close group that we are, how many people do you think actually meditate regularly? Friends, you will be shocked to know that yeah, you're right, Ulka, yeah, you have less than 10% of youth and Indians meditating, which is the most important technology which we gave to the world. We gave to the world, world has got it, and we have still remained back. And that's exactly, friends, I wanted you to get present to. This is very, very critical. So thought leadership is life leadership, and be very careful as which thoughts you allow to put in your mind. Don't see TV often. Don't read newspapers. Don't go into the social media and be busy on the WhatsApp. These are all the things which is impacting your health and your wealth as well. So manage your thoughts. If you can manage your thought leadership, you can manage your life leadership. This is a second important thing, friends, which I wanted all of you to get present to. Okay. Now, one more important thing which I wanted to share with you, my friends, is about the concept called as belief. Now, beliefs are thoughts which you consider to be truth. It's a bandwidth of perception. Okay. Now, we have understood the importance of thoughts. Now, thoughts which you consider to be truth is called as belief. Now, if you ask me, you are what your beliefs are. There's a formula called as Buffer. Belief leads to your attitude. Attitude leads to your action. Action leads to your results. So if you are whatever you are, it's mainly because of your beliefs. This magnetizing opportunity. This all happens because of this concept called as belief. And we need to be very, very careful and understanding this important concept of belief. Now, I wanted to just share with you. I'll just go a little bit into the brain science or mind science. We have got two types of minds, right? So can somebody just type on the chat box? Two types of mind which we talk about. What are they? What are they? Conscious and subconscious. Absolutely right, Ulka. What percentage is conscious? What percent is subconscious? And let me give you one more startling fact. Friends, 90% of your actions and behaviors are all by default. You have no control over your behavior. You just behave because of this factor which we are going to discuss right now. What determines most of your actions and behaviors? Do you know that? Yeah, 10% conscious, 90% subconscious. You're spot on, Ulka. Absolutely right, Kumar. Right. And so out of these two, subconscious is more powerful. Now I wanted to ask you this. Why is subconscious so very powerful? I'll just take a small thing because this is, we don't have to go into the science of it, but you need to understand it. Subconscious brain contains what? What all does it contain that it is so very important for us? Okay. Yeah, subconscious brain is the emotional brain, and it normally contains your emotions, your experiences, and your beliefs. They're all lodged in your subconscious mind, and that from there the subconscious brain controls your entire behavior, and whatever results you produce in your life, it all depends upon your subconscious main programming. And you all will be surprised that our subconscious mind has been programmed right from the time we were in the womb of our mother. And many of us are programmed and conditioned even without knowing about it. But according to the modern science, modern mindset principles and behavioral science, you have an opportunity to transform your subconscious mind programming as well, provided you know how to go about it. In fact, we are one of the few training companies who have mastered this process of converting your limiting beliefs into liberating beliefs. Okay? We'll come down to that as well, which is very, very critical. But I want you to get present to this, that beliefs are very important. Even how much wealth you are able to earn, retain, and keep it depends upon your belief. Let me give you a startling statistics. How many of you know that out of the people who win lottery, 90% of them or 95% of them become worse off economically within 5 years after winning the lottery. Lottery winners who win big bonanza, they are not able to retain the money and they become poorer than what they were before they won the lottery. Do you know what makes them lose all the money? What do you feel that? Can you please give an answer? Yeah. What makes, and these are statistics proven across the world. They have found that 95% of the lottery winners become poorer in the 5 years than what they were before it. Yeah. Friends, what makes them, as Murthy just commented, it is because of these three concepts called as money wiring, money blueprint, and money thermostat. And all of these three things are determined by your beliefs, because they train owners in the wrong zone. Absolutely. Because they don't have the belief. They're not able to handle the money. Friends, you'll be quite surprised that in the world over, less than 10% of the people are really rich, or actually number of people who are rich is less than 5%. Because most of the other people have a limiting beliefs about money. Friends, especially in this challenging time, we need to check out whichever area of our life is not working, be it your money area, be it relationship area, be it your career. If it is not working, it's mainly because there are some limiting beliefs which is working on that. And you need to start ensuring that you are able to transform them, become conscious about it and work it. This money wiring, money blueprint, money thermostat are concepts which determine whether you are a money magnet or you are pulsing money from your life. Okay. So this is the second thing. Your belief determines your results that you achieve in life. So you have to ensure that you have to convert your limiting beliefs into liberating beliefs. Okay. Second one. Okay. Now, third aspect I wanted to share with you, my friend, which is very, very important for all of us, is this concept of attitude of gratitude. Okay. Now, gratitude is among the most important human emotion. Now, as I said, you have the choice in your life to focus your thoughts either to your problems or to your blessings. The attitude of gratitude practice is about ensuring that you are able to focus your mind on your blessings rather than on the problems. And gratitude has been told to be one of the most powerful ways in which you are able to face any challenges. Most powerful of human emotions, count your blessing, not your troubles. Practice the attitude of gratitude, the most positive human emotion, the source of abundance. Now, many of you must have heard this concept of gratitude, very, very commonly said. But according to the science of success principles, okay, the crux of abundance lies in gratitude. And I'm going to share with you that principle, and I would request you to take a note in your notepad. This is what it is. Okay? Abundance cycle. Friends, when you are in the gratitude zone, you automatically become more creative, you become more cooperative in your life, and you're able to see more opportunities. your ingenuity gets flared up, and that leads to exponential growth. Okay. You must have heard this concept, gratitude is a pathway towards abundance. Friends, this is the science behind it. Science behind it. And if you ask any legends or any gurus of self-development, like even Professor Money, who's one of my mentors and who's one of the great trainers of this country, he would also appreciate this concept that gratitude practice is one of the easiest way in which you can attract abundance. In fact, in our ancient culture, we used to have, our prayer basically was about expressing gratitude and thereby getting into this positive zone of higher creativity, higher cooperation, more opportunity, and triggering of ingenuity and exponential growth. And this depends upon the environment in which you are. So practice of attitude of gratitude or counting your blessing is one more very, very important mindset principle which attracts or makes you a magnet for attracting better wealth and health. Now, it's always good to know both sides. Like the other side of this abundance cycle is a scarcity cycle. And you need to be aware about this as well. Like we say, gratitude is the most positive of emotion. The most negative of emotion is envy. Envy is, if somebody gets something more, you are jealous about it. Envy leads to guilt, leads to indignation, leads to unfairness, depletion, and zero-sum game. So you need to be aware about this as well, because when you are in a negative environment, when you are in an environment of cynicism and resignation, you sometimes get envious. Avoid being envious, because this can trigger off scarcity. As I said, some people are money magnets and some people are repulsing money. People who are envious get into this scarcity cycle. I would also request you to note down this. This again is a science. Not very many people know about this. So envy is some of the most negative of human emotion. You have to avoid it like a plague. Okay? Because the moment you are envy, why is he more successful? You get to guilt, indignation, unfairness, depletion, and zero-sum game. Okay? So this is the second point. So practice the attitude. And today I want to give you a small practice which you can do anytime. Ideally, it should be done at least twice a day, once in the first thing in the morning and once in the evening before you retire for the day. Okay. I want all of you to do it with me. If you can keep your camera on and just do it with me. I want you to do this. Keep your fingers like this. Keep your finger like this. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Now, just as you unpluck every finger, think of one blessing in your life. Okay. Okay. I'm so blessed with a loving family. I'm so blessed to be a member of a BMA. I'm blessed to have so much of resources. I'm having roti kapda makan. I'm having good friends. I'm having good health right now. I'm free of COVID. I'm educated. Okay, I've got enough resources to take care of this challenging time. So every time when you do this lotus gratitude, think of 10 new things for which you are grateful to God. Okay. When you consciously do this, you direct your thoughts towards your blessings, and this builds up the entire abundance cycle. A very simple process, doesn't take more than about 2 to 3 minutes, but I want you all to practice this and feel the power of it. Friends, even now, I'm going to give you the next 30 seconds. Okay, I want you to close your eyes and think about at least 5 to 10 blessings. Your time starts now. Go. Do it. Do it. And I want you to feel that, experience that feeling, and experience that emotion, and experience how you feel in your body. Yeah, thank you. I also thank you. Awesome. Good. Now I want some of you to share. Please share on the chat box. How did you feel about it? The moment you focused your mind, which is your choice, on to your blessings. And you really appreciated that. How did you feel about it? Empowered. Ulka says empowered. Awesome. I want others. I want everybody to share. Don't stop yourself from sharing, because I can tell you, the more you interact, the more you're able to connect, the more you will get the benefit of these powerful processes. Otherwise, your mind will lose it. Friends, the training technology which you are experiencing right now is called as suggestiology or accelerated learning technology. This is the latest technology in training, where there's so much of interaction, which enables you to really review, recap. Even in this process, we are continuously repeating it, which will enable you to put it in your subconscious mind. Yeah, very good. How lucky I am. Very true, positive, mind-blowing, awesome. Thank you. Lighter in the mind. Awesome, Murthy. Brilliant. But let me make a very audacious statement, and a very, very audacious statement on behalf of you. Well, I promise you that each one of us in this webinar, we are among the top 1% of the Indian population. You are the most fortunate, the top 1% of the Indian population. You are better off than 99% of our fellow brethren. How many of you agree with me? How many of you agree with me? If you agree with me, type agree on the chat box. Yes. And get present to it. What I'm making a statement. Yeah, absolutely. How often do you appreciate this? We are among the top 1% of the population. So much of blessing God has given us. God has been partial to us. Thank you. And I really urge each one of you, please practice this. Instead of taking capsules, this is a more powerful emotional capsule which you can take to build up your immunity for your health, Yeah, yeah. Yes, Kumar, you said how? Just check out how many, what all you have in your life. How many fellow Indians do you think have it? You'll be quite surprised to know the statistics. Just check it out, Kumar. Good. So, good. So, friends, till now, we have covered the importance of self-actualization or self-acceptance. We taught the importance of thought leadership. We discussed about the importance of beliefs. We also discussed about the importance of attitude or gratitude. Okay. Friends, the next important thing which I'm going to share with you is this concept called as PD is equal to BD. I appreciated each one of you and told you that you are among the top 10% of the world's population, because this equation is very important. Does anybody know what is your PD is equal to BD? You can extend it to CD is equal to WD. Your personal development is equal to your business development. Spot on, Ulka, you're right. Or your career development or wealth development. But I'll just give you this particular statement. I want you to type it down. A person cannot achieve more than the level of his self-development that the person has achieved. Okay? Friends, again, let me give you this principle. And that's why I appreciated all of you, and that's why I made you all tap yourself. And if I made you do that exercise, it was with a purpose. I want you to understand this. A person's business development or career development cannot exceed his personal development. Okay? If you are here in your personal development, your business cannot be here. For your business to go up to here, you have to first go up. Then your business will go up. That's the importance of investing on your own self. What Professor Mani rightly said, that I keep on investing on myself. In fact, the last 5 to 7 years, I've been investing almost 1 million per year, going to the best of the best teachers in the world and learning from them. And let me tell you, friends, frankly, friends, I'm a very, very intelligent entrepreneur. I make minimum 10 times that money of what I spend on my personal development. Hello. Yeah, I'm making a very, very frank declaration here. Okay. I want to ask you all, how much do you, each one of you, spend on your own self-development or your own personal development in terms of learning new skills, learning new systems, learning something to take your spirit to the next level. Okay. I want you to just get yourself present to that particular thing. Okay. And you would be quite surprised to know that when it comes to investing on your own personal development, the most important asset, people are very frugal. Public बहुत कंजूस होते हैं. People are sometimes afraid to even spend 500 to 1,000 rupees for a world-class seminar. And in fact, that is one of the most foolish things that people do. They want everything free. Friend, remember, on the path of greatness, you can't be cheap. I'll repeat again. On the path of greatness, you cannot be cheap. I want you to type it out in the chat box. The path of greatness cannot be achieved by being cheap. Absolutely. And friends, as you know, see, the concept which you are learning here, or which I have spent millions of rupees learning it, is mainly because, how many of you agree with me that current educational system, which we unfortunately just took it on from the Britishers, has really not been very effective. Okay. Really start a business or become effective or employable immediately after they're passing out of their colleges or after getting a degree. How many of you agree with me that normally our education system does not help you that? Why? Why is it so? Why is it that our education system is not creating employable students? Why are students not able to start a business immediately coming out of an MBA? Or why is that they're not employable? Many of them are not. The answer, friend, lies here. I want you to get present to this. Education is not information. Education, true education, is transformation. Okay. And that's what, many of the concepts which you are learning here, and I can promise you, my friends, here in this last 1.5 hours, what you have learned is basically a glimpse of true education, which enables people to from one level to the others. Okay. Now, if I ask you, we have heard this term called as transformation very, very, very often. So can I have some sharing on to what you understand by the term transformation? Okay. True education is nothing but transformation. It is not information. It's not certification. What is the meaning of transformation? You must have heard this word being floated around. So what do you understand by the word transformation? And I can promise you, each one of you in this particular webinar which you are attending, you would get a glimpse of this transformational education. Okay? So I want some of you to just share with me that as many of you are educators, what do you understand by the word transformation, which is what is true education? Change of outlook, paradigm shifts, unlearning and relearning. Okay, Murthy, very good. It is theoretical and bored or wrong expectation. True, Murthy, very good. It does not teach life skills and practical things. Very true. Yeah. Gurka, you're right. Absolutely right. This is what is important, my friend. True education is this. Converting your limiting beliefs into liberating beliefs is what is true education. And friends, this again was there in our Guru Shiksha Parampara, which was there in our ancient world, which our Britishers consciously destroyed it. How many of you agree with me? Yeah, it's step towards enlightenment. Okay. It's about, finding out where in your life you are today limited, you are feeling disempowered. And disempowerment is mainly because of some lack of appropriate beliefs. And understand, you change that belief, you will not be able to take your performance results to the next level. So converting the limiting beliefs to liberating beliefs is what is true education. What is true education? How many of you agree with me? Yeah, step towards enlightenment, take action towards implementation. Okay, friends, that's what I talked to you about. This is where the conscious and subconscious mind programming comes into mind. And as I said, because of our societal conditioning, our conditioning right from the time we were in the womb of our mother, many of us are carrying, not knowing, some of the limiting beliefs, especially in area of money, in area of relationship, in area of various activities of life. So that's exactly where your subconscious mind programming needs to be, can be done. Training courses, transformational courses, which even our team, we conduct, where we help you to identify your limiting beliefs and help you transform them by transforming your subconscious mind. Okay. And I'll be sharing with you some of the points which you can do it. Okay. Now friends, one of the ways of empowering your subconscious mind is all those things which I asked you to type. Since the beginning of this seminar from 4 o'clock, I've asked you to type or write down some of those statements. So can somebody just type those statements, please? If you remember, what are the statements that you wrote consciously, either in the chat box or in your notebook? I would like each of you, I would give you 30 seconds. If possible, I want you to write on the chat box. Please type. And I'm going to teach you a technology of empowering your subconscious mind, thereby helping you to achieve higher results, more wealth, better health in your life. Yeah. Can you please type on the chat box? I made you write at least about 4 or 5 statements, right from the first minute when I met you. Oh, I'm reached page writing my book in this workshop. Okay, good, good. But Kumar, go back, reflect back. Don't be lazy. Come on. Yeah, I love this session. I love it. Kumar, I want you to look back. I made you to type 4 to 5 statements. What are the statements? Because I'm going to teach you. Yeah, I love this session. Okay, I'm lifted. Thank you. Thank you for your comments, Kumar. I'm born intelligent. Very good. I'm a Kohinoor. Very good, Ulka. Yeah, you cannot, yeah, become what you think on path of great. Yeah. Hey, I made you write. Yeah, you written 2 of them, but something more. I will be born with 10% X2 with transform. I'm a Kohinoor and you're a Kohinoor. Very good, Rajesh. I'm a Ira. Yes, I love myself. Very good. Yeah, think. I'm going to give you time. 20 seconds more. Participate, boys, girls, do, yeah. I made you write those statements. Remember this I said. First this, then I said something. Yeah. What did you do here? First you did this, then immediately you typed something. Good. Okay. Yeah, Roma, first thing we said was, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself. Very good. I'm an extraordinary human being. I am born intelligent. I am a Kohinoor. Friends, remember, I am is the keyword, is actually, if you say, a password for subconscious mind programming. Yeah, I am born great soul. Very true. Yes, Kumar, very much. Even this 5, 6, which you have, yeah, I believe in myself. I am born great soul. Very true. Friends, even if you can repeat these words for the next 1 month or next 21 days, every day, with a lot of emotion, I promise you that's a way of programming your subconscious mind. Yeah, I accept myself. Yeah. Aham Brahmasmi. Very true. Okay. Yeah, I'm proud of myself. Friends, even those statements, if you can repeat it every day with emotion, that can be also a way of programming your subconscious mind. Programming your subconscious mind. Okay. So, in fact, we take you through in our in-depth workshop, which you do for 2 or 3 days, where you can see your beliefs transforming. But I promise, I request you all to use those things which I've already made you do it in this seminar. Okay, next one. Now, next one, friends, I want to touch upon is about the element of fear. Okay, as I said, there's a fear pandemic. What is fear? Fear is face everything and run. Okay, first one is fear takes away your established skills. Friends, today, as I said, love and fear are the 2 extreme emotions. Fear is the mother of all negative emotions. Fear, 99% of them are imaginary. Fear is nothing but anticipated pain. And fear is nothing but imaginary discomfort which you are anticipating. Friend, one more important thing is fear takes away your established thing. Fear immobilizes you. So I'm just taking your distinction fear just for you to take it forward. Okay. The antidote for fear is faith. Faith is a belief which has no material physical proof. Remember, it is said that if you don't have faith, whatever is the gap left by your faith is filled by fear. On a scale of 1 to 10, if you have got faith in yourself, on Almighty God, to the extent of around 6, the rest of the 4 will be filled by your fear. So you need to reduce your fear and increase your faith. That's very, very important. Okay. Now, friends, I want to give you a small exercise. Now, these are 4 C's which are required for achieving or becoming a magnet for your success. Commitment, courage, confidence, and capability. All the 4 are ingredients for success in life. I want to ask you, my friends, out of these 4, all the 4 are important, needed for success. But which is the most important of these 4? I want you to type on the chat box. Out of commitment, courage, confidence, and capability. Abhishek says courage. Others, I want everybody to respond. Out of these 4, capability says Ulka. Okay, good. Others, commitment says Professor Mani. Commitment says Sanjeev Kalra. Okay, good, awesome. Now, let's just decipher this. Let's distinguish this. Okay. Now, friends, many times commitment. Okay, I can see a lot of people coming to commitment. I want you to just get present to. Many of us are commitment. We make commitments. We have got this new year resolution sometimes, every time the new year comes, we all take a commitment. No, from tomorrow, I will get up early in the morning, go to a gym and do something. Or we also take some commitment in terms of increasing our sale 10x. Am I right? The commitment is there. Okay. But when does the normal commitment fail? Or where do people drop out of commitment? Where is the hurdle for fulfillment of commitment? I want you to get present to. Like when you're committed to do something, but at what stage does commitment starts faltering? Can you just give me an answer on the chat box, please? All those people who said commitment. As I said, all the 4 are important, but out of them, we are trying to find out which one is more critical. Yeah, absolutely right. When Professor Mani sir is almost, what I'm repeating, Murthy, what I'm repeating is, we all make commitment. Like for example, we make a commitment that I want to make my business 10x. Okay, this year, and I start making my plan. Okay, to take my business 10x, I need a more bigger space. I require more manpower. I require more quality manpower. I have to go and take maybe hypothecate my house and take bank loans. When the person talks about taking a bank, hypothecating your house or your your jewelry, what happens to you at that point? When it comes to taking that action or giving that documents of your house or your jewelry to your bank, normally what happens? Yeah, you're right. Professor Mani and Arun is very true. At the time of action, they go back, aram se karte. Okay, now I don't want to do it. Because that is where you fall back when you have to take action. And that taking action in the face of fear is what is courage. So friends, it has been proven now that even though all the 4 are important, it is the courage which is always the most important element in breakthrough success. Because when you have to take action in the face of fear, you are very uneasy. There's a feeling of uneasiness. And as you would appreciate, only when you take action does it give you results. If the results are positive, you feel more confident, or your capability goes up when you have taken action. So among the 4, courage is most important. Friends, even in today's COVID-19 time, many businesses have closed down. And as I said, in the last 5 months, my team of 150 members, we underwent 4 months of almost 20% sale. But this month, we almost have come to pre-COVID level. Mainly because those 5 months, we didn't allow anybody to leave our job. We didn't sack anybody. We didn't stop the salary. We borrowed money from the bank. We kept on investing in R&D. We kept on being in communication with the customer. Every day we had our Zoom meeting with our team members. We kept the ball rolling. We kept it being in action. And today we are already seeing the benefit that the turnover has come back. Okay, so this is what happens, which is very, very important. So courage, which is nothing but being in action in the face of fear, is one of the most important fear. Here again, it is about fear. Okay, your ability to face fear and be in action is what is courage. And I would request all of you that COVID-19 has disturbed the entire life, but don't allow fear to engulf you. Be courageous. Practice courageous. In fact, as your coach, I would say that embrace discomfort and uncertainty. Being in action in the face of fear. Fear is an imaginary anticipated pain. Okay? Have faith. Have belief in yourself. Go beyond your comfort zone and go to the creative zone. Not being risk averse. Do things which you are afraid of. In fact, to build courage, do things. Do at least one thing every day which you are afraid of. And slowly you will build the muscle of courage. Okay, how many of you promise this? How many of you promise that you will practice building your courage muscle? Okay, if you agree with me, just type I promise. I promise. Please type I promise. Okay, I promise. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Courage, being in action in the face of fear, is very important. But the last one which I want to touch upon is, my friend, the concept of responsibility. Responsibility. I am totally responsible for my life. And this is something which you have to take up. People get into this wrong corner of justifying, blame, and complaining. Friends, I want to remember, the moment you blame somebody, justify and complain, then you lose power. Power is your ability to take action, and automatically you give away results. So catch yourself indulging in the above tendencies of blaming, justification, and complaint. People who have become immobilized, people who have become defunct today, are people who are blaming the government, blaming China, blaming everybody else. But here the thing important is, you need to take responsibility. I want you to understand this formula: E plus R is equal to O. Environment, response, and output. We have no control over our environment. We have no control over our output. But what you have control over is your response. That is your choice. Don't let that response be sacrificed. You don't blame the environment. You don't justify your output, but be in action, purposeful action, and take responsibility for it. Okay, be in this concept of I am responsible for my life. This is a very, very important, my friends, very, very important paradigm for you to overcome any challenge in life, and more so in today's time. So I want all of you to just type this this entire word. Take this one as one of your affirmation. Okay, I am totally responsible for my life. Please type on the chat box. I am totally responsible for my chat box. I'm totally responsible for my life. Type it in the chat box. Good. And really leave that particular thing. That's very, very important. Okay, friends. So this is how we have covered the entire thing. Now I'm going to give you a small. I'm going to give you a small game. Okay, this is going to be a 45 minutes. So can you see this 9 dots? 9 dots. Now I want you to cover all the 9 dots by using 4 straight lines. By using 4 straight lines, without lifting your hand from the paper. I'm going to give you 40 seconds to do this management quiz. Your time starts now. Go. There are 9 dots. Use 4 straight lines to cover all the 9 dots without raising your pen from your paper. Tavamasi. Okay, good. Do it. Oh, good. Nitin, actually do it. Yeah, very good. Yeah. Good. I appreciate, Nitin. You're on the right line. Last 20 seconds. Last 20 seconds. Last 20 seconds. How many? If you have done it, please type got it. Oh, Professor Mani is, of course, got it. Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, Nitin got it. Ulka got it. Good. Can you please type what is it that you have learned from it and how did you do it? How did you do it? How did you do it? Can please type on the chat box? How did you do it? Yeah. Good. Last 5 seconds. Last 5 seconds. For others, keep trying. Don't stop.
Arun, if you permit, I will unmute everybody. Let them give the answer if they have it.
Oh, sure, sir. It will be a pleasure, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Who like to go for it? Nitin? Or
Arun, you also got muted. You can just unmute yourself. You're still muted, Arun.
No, I have opened my mic.
yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah, I meant, okay. Arun Chitlange, of course, is there. I meant Arunagiri, your mic is now, okay, you're right now.
Now I'm there.
Can unmute and speak if you wish.
Yeah. Who is speaking? Nitin? Who is speaking? Who is taking the mic? Hello? Hello? Yeah. Now, who wants to try it out? Somebody wanted to share? Was it Nitin or was it Ulka or Professor Mani? Who was the person who was?
I noticed Nitin has put in a comment. You could perhaps ask him to speak.
Yeah, Nitin, please. The floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you so much. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible, Nitin. Awesome.
So what
I want you to do is also explain what are you taking back from this?
No, my takeaway was that if we continue to think the way we are currently thinking, probably we will have all the hurdles in place. So we need to think out of the box. So probably when we are stretching this line, second line means for me, the center line was the first line.
Absolutely.
Probably the second line was the line which is extended beyond the third dot.
Yeah.
So if you extend your thinking process beyond the traditional thought process, probably you are bound to get some answers and some more clarity about how things can be solved. So this gave me the perspective of little bit of, I can say that be on the edges of the box, may not be purely out of the box. So this is not out of the box. It is still on the edges of the box so that you can still see what is the 9 dots and you are still probably solving the problem of the 9 dots. So,
awesome.
So this is what I thought should be takeaway.
So I want to ask you one question. Can I?
Please,
when you leave your comfort zone, which zone do you enter?
So see, there is something called a zone of uncertainty.
Yes.
So I think
in the zone of uncertainty, what gets triggered?
See, there will be some amount of fear if there is a uncertainty is there.
Right? Very true.
So people want to, normally we wish to be in the comfort zone.
Yes.
And do not encounter fear at all. So I think with little bit of courage and probably confidence, people can definitely explore this ability. And
absolutely right. Actually, it is said that when you leave your comfort zone, you enter into a creative zone. And a creative zone is where you have to exhibit your courage. Very well said, Nitin. Congratulations. Well said.
Thank you.
And this is the time of unprecedented time where you have to become courageous and get into the creative zone and thereby trigger off your ingenuity. Awesome. Well done. Ulka, you want to share something? Ulka, are you unmuted?
I mean, you can see me.
Yeah. Okay. The same concept. Okay, got it. Okay, now let me just run you through two more things. As I said, in my business, I've used this particular 3 principles. Then I'll hand it over to Professor Mani for us. We can have some Q&A. Okay. For your business friends, those who are business owners, I want to give you a concept. Old customers are your gold mine. Okay. Ensure that you are in touch with your old profitable customers. They can be a source for your repeat sale, referral sale, and they can also give you social proof. You need to, normally it takes 8 to 10 calls to acquire a customer. And if you can work on your old customers whom you have lost in the past, they can be gold mine. And in this pandemic time, they are a big source of revenue and profitability. And they are more easier to regain and restart. Okay? And I want all of you to make a list of old customers whom you have lost and whom you can target to ensure that you are able to revive your business. The next point which I wanted to share was be profit focused. Because as a sales trainer, I've seen that many times entrepreneurs compromise their profit. I want you to get present to that we are in business for profit. You have to ensure that you are able to focus on your profitable customers. And so if your targeting is right, and if you can focus on profits, you can work it up. There, it is important for you to learn how to negotiate terms, sales terms. Friends, I for one believe that many of the entrepreneurs are not trained in sales negotiation and objection handling, because of which they compromise their profit, and many times they end up with very long terms. So don't compromise on your profits, don't compromise on your sales terms. Ensure that you are able to, even if you do linear business, profitable business. And the third one is every member of your team member has to be a salesperson. You have to learn selling, learn to teach, sell with accountability system and follow. Friends, I for one strongly believe that selling is one of the most important business skill. And if you are not, if you're an entrepreneur and not learned selling, you have really compromised on your business growth and profitability. And selling is not a skill which you're born with. It is a learnable skill, and it's something which you need to continuously keep on owning it, because no sales, no revenue, no business. And selling is a science along with art, but more of a science with all the sales process. So in this COVID time, if I have to tell you as a coach, try to learn the art and the science of selling. Okay? Join a course which would be appropriate for you so that you can take it forward. Okay? Because selling is what gives you the ability to acquire, retain, and nurture profitable customers. And it's not only for yourself, you can even train your team members. Because here's a small research I've just shown. You'll be quite surprised to know, my friends, that the profitable customer whom you have acquired, retained, and nurtured are lost because of the attitude of indifference by any of your team members. Your sales commandos or team members may acquire the customers, but to retain them, you need the entire staff to be also customer sensitive. So I, as your coach, would say that not only you, but even your entire team needs to be sales trained in selling. And training sales in selling means they have to be customer centric, they have to be customer sensitive. Because if you ask me, every member of your team, of your organization, has to be a salesperson, or he has to have the consciousness of being a salesperson, which is not there. In my own research and my own study of the last 20 years as a trainer and more so as a sales mentor, I have found that pathetically 8 out of 10 entrepreneurs are not trained in sales, and they're 90% of their team members have got aversion towards selling, which is the reason which becomes an impediment for them to sell. So these are 3 things which I would like to recommend. First is focus on your old customers, retain them, nurture them. Second one is don't compromise on profits or focus on profitable customers. Third one is learn the selling skills, and thereby not only learn yourself, but teach your entire team to be customer centric and customer sensitive. So friends, this is what I wanted to cover with all of you. I think the time right now is 5:46. Professor Mani sir was telling me that we should give about 15 minutes for Q&A. So I almost covered almost everything. I'll just recap for all of you, my friends. We started this session with an important concept called self-actualization, which starts with self-acceptance and considering yourself to be a koinur and also have liberating beliefs and to know the science of belief and ensure that whichever area of your life is not working, you need to work on those limiting beliefs behind it and transform them. Fourth one we saw was practice of attitude of gratitude, which is very, very critical for you to have that positive emotion. Fifth, we saw how it is important to reduce fear, increase faith, and develop the quality of courage. And then last but not the least, we got the paradigm of how we need to be in the paradigm that I am responsible for my life. Anything that's happening in my life, I am responsible. And then we touched upon 3 business principles, which has helped me to reset my business to pre-COVID level. Focus on old customers, profitable customers. Second one, ensure that you are not compromising on profit or you are focusing on only profitable customers. Third one is ensure that you yourself develop into your selling skill and teach your entire team to be customer centric and customer sensitive. Okay. Friends, this is what is a summary of whatever we learned in the last 1 hour 45 minutes. Hope it has been of value. My only request is put them into practice because they are all time tested and they are all principles which has been proven beyond doubt. And I promise you, if you put it into practice, nobody can stop you from resetting, regenerating, re-energizing your business back to the pre-COVID level. Okay. Over to you, Professor Manisa.
Thank you so much, Arunagiri. I think that was very, very involving, inspirational, and so much full of energy. We almost got a feeling that we were on a playground participating in a sports event, not really in a webinar sitting in our chairs as we would, considering the fact that we are all digitally connected with you in this platform today. So that was really wonderful. I'm going to request our participants to please feel free to interact with Arunagiri. As I mentioned, you can unmute and speak. I already see our youngest student in this room. Yeah, Indrapalji.
Okay.
Indrapalji is our former president, veteran of industry, served with Godrej for so many years. And I regard him as our youngest learner because every such program you will find him present. So Indrapalji, over to you.
It's my very deep ignorance that makes me attend all the programs. So nothing to say on that. But I agree with Mr. Mudaliar in several things, in the sense that most of the companies and the businesses that I have been familiar with are very weak in their sales process. And I have a theory that any company that can strengthen their sales process or sales organization adequately can have a 20% improvement, not only in revenue, but in profitability as well. So it's a very powerful lever, somehow ignored. Selling is no longer fashionable. It's out of fashion. Most of the management schools, there is no course of selling or sales management. They teach marketing, so they don't teach selling. So that's extremely important in that sense.
Thank you.
And the second point I wanted to say was that this self-belief that I can do it and I'm the one who's responsible. It has foundation in our very thinking, the Bhagavad Gita and all of our spiritual heritage concerns that, which sadly we have forgotten. We have gone to the Western molds. So I think the way we view human being, from the Western to Indian way of viewing this, I have requested to Professor Mani also, the Indian way of looking at human being and what drives it is very crucial. And if we were to succeed as a nation, we better adopt that, because we are not genetically programmed to follow the Western models, and through education and other means, we are forced to do that. And the 9-dot problem, finally, that we talked about is about overcoming the self-imposed limits. Nowhere in the problem definition you said that you cannot go out of the dot. But the way we are conditioned, we set a limit. Elephant can be held with a string, that sort of stuff. So this limit that we are limited is the most damaging thing. Today, imagine in today's conditions, if India believes that we are unlimited or we are limitless, what more we can achieve? And I think it will take many decades perhaps to happen. But everywhere you see the limits being imposed. You know, you look at Bombay City, education, and so forth. So I suppose it was very exhilarating, very useful, and you certainly gave a new perspective that COVID times or no COVID times, there is no escape from smart selling and good selling. And that's our responsibility, everyone in the organization, to sell us. And that's why Professor Mani is doing so much to sell DNA.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Sir. Thank you.
Spot on. You said it.
Right, we continue. Can I request our other participants to share their views? If they have a question for Arunagiri, you're welcome. I can see our participants who've been rather active on the chat box. Maybe we should also hear your golden voices. So
Yes.
Can we have some of them speaking up, please? Sanjeev Kabra, Abhishek, Deepak, Ulka Patil.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sanjeev says transformational seminar. Should I say Sanjeev, Arunagiri ने आपकी बोलती बंद कर दी, आप बोलना नहीं चाहते हैं.
In fact, Professor Mani, you know, what Indrapal sir rightly said, sir, in fact, the opposite of courage is called as conformity. We stay within conformity limits, and which is what reduces our potential to be fully highlighted. So,
Absolutely.
very rightly said, practice of courage is very, very important. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, Sanjeev ji, please go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It was a very transformational seminar, something which is giving food for thought to the mind and the brain, and it changes your mindset, refreshes what is there in your subconscious mind, so that you can manage your business more professionally and more sales oriented, more profit oriented, and develop yourself first. Self-development is the key to all that. That's something which I have learned today.
Sanjay, very well said. Thank you for your participation. And that equation is what has been given by my mentor, Blair Singer, for Phoenix, Arizona. It is PD is equal to BD. Your personal development and your business development always go hand in hand. It can never happen that your business will go up and you remain low. You have to first go up and then your business will go up. And be it in your business, be it in your career, even in your wealth development, this equation holds good always. That's why I've been a student of Professor Mani almost 20 years back. I remember the communication workshop which I did with him. And since then, I've been on the journey of learning, unlearning, and relearning. And there's no end to it. As Indrapal sir also rightly said, the more you learn, the more alive you are. And in fact, we have to encourage more and more people to invest on the most important asset, that is you yourself. Thanks for your good summation.
S. Kumar, would you like to say something?
Yeah, hello.
Yes, Kumar, go ahead.
Yeah, it was a good workshop and got a lot of new inputs. And sir, explanation, speed, timing is really spot on. And look forward to do some more workshops like this. You can keep on weekends, is better, I think, like Saturday, Sunday.
All right, we'll keep that in mind also. We chose Friday because we thought the family would like to have you on Saturday, Sunday, but nevertheless, point noted.
But as sir says, business is more important. So,
Sir,
but
I
one thing I appreciate is very few these business teachers say that meditation is important, which I firmly believe is the right thing, because they teach a lot of practical things and they miss out on the spiritual part. So I appreciate that information rightly given weightage too by sir.
Wonderful. RSR Murthy, go ahead, please.
Wonderful session, sir. I have a question.
Please.
And of course, to put it in the context, I'll just briefly describe my own background. I have been in the industry for more than 3 decades and with a keen interest in teaching, and I'm also an executive coach. And right now I'm in a practice of my CA profession and have a few clients. So now my question relates to my own observation that I left a corporate career basically to serve the student or the youth or the managers, whatever you call all those ideal notions. While I'm not completely disappointed, the fact remains that whether it is a few of my coaches or the youngsters in my own family or whoever else that we talk about, some of the good things that we have heard today, or even those which I would like people to learn or implement, unfortunately, I think at an incremental level, something is happening, but not at a transformational level. But the need of the hour is transformational change. So I thought somebody well experienced like you could share your thoughts on this question, or what should we do? Yes, that's my question.
Murthy, excellent question. I think you're spot on what you said. And Mr. Murthy sir is the director. I've been talking with him as well. Unfortunately, the education system which we adopted post-independence was a duplication of what Britishers gave us. And as somebody very rightly put in the chat box when I was sharing that thought, Britishers wanted only clerks from India. How many of you agree with me? They wanted just a clerks. And our immediate leaders never uh, got present to that particular thing, that we had a lovely Gurukul system earlier. It was a really transformational educational system, which was unfortunately not adopted. And one more thing is, if you even see our history book, many of the legacy of this great motherland of ours has not been ignored. You're right. Many of our youth don't know what our country was. Many of us don't know that for 1300 years, we were the #1 economy in the world. So these are the transformational thoughts which has to be given. And as you said, uh, our system, right now system which is there is full of information and they are more oriented towards certification. That has to change. That's why the type of seminar which you had experienced today is becoming slowly more important, because without these foundational concepts in place, it is very difficult for people to really achieve success in real life. Okay? Each of the concepts which I've shared with you today, which I have learned from the legends of this industry, are all which is known to people but not really understood in the depth. So Murthy, it is ultimately our responsibility, you and me, who have got a passion for training, to see that how we can reach across to more and more youth and share with them these concepts. And I promise you, it's slowly, the youth also are realizing that the importance of this type of education. And I've been a part of Landmark Education. I've been a part of SSY, Art of Living, Isha Education. These are all institutions who are doing great work in spreading this type of education. And as uh, a friend talked about meditation. Meditation is crucial. Meditation is a technology, not a spiritual practice. People say it is a spiritual practice, but it has got a lot of relevance to the actual day-to-day life. So all these things has to be brought in, and I think that we can't expect somebody else to do it. Each of us, as elders of the society, we need to come forward and share with more and more youth forums, and thereby bring about the transformation.
Right, sir. I think it's a long haul and we have to be prepared. As I said, only incremental change is what I'm personally seeing in my coaches or mentees. Yeah, there's a long way to go, but worth the journey.
Let us be the first one to take a step. At least, once long journey starts with the first step.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
ARUNAAGIRI, I must tell you, RSR Murthy was being very modest. He himself is part of several such initiatives to bring the youth up to mark, working on so many facets of personality development and career development for the younger generation. And we are very happy that he's part of our managing committee of the Bombay Management Association also. So I thought I must say this about him. He's a wonderful person himself. I also noticed Kumar has raised his hand. Would you like to say something, Kumar? Go ahead.
Yeah, this question for you, Mani sir, as well as ARUNAAGIRI sir.
Yes, Kumar.
See, actually, in Gita it is said, you are what you are and you will get what you are supposed to get as destined. Okay, but if you see today's modern learning, they are saying like break the norms and go out of box and achieve impossible and dream big and all. So now this is not contradictory to Gita, my question, but just a query that you will eventually land up where you are destined to happen, or you can uh, break across your destiny or what your birth chart or your stars say and achieve something impossible also, or that achieving impossible will not stay with you because it was not your destiny. I mean, the, I hope I am trying to explain what. I mean, I hope you got my question.
Professor,
Arunagiri, go ahead.
Has to be
yeah,
limited to be where you are. Self acceptance has to limit yourself to what you are supposed to get in your destiny, or you can think of something bigger and
yeah,
achieve.
yeah. Kumar, if I understand your question right, what you're talking about is there is a belief that everything is predestined, that you can't change anything.
Yeah.
I, for one, believe, as a person who also has got a spiritual background, that God has given you a free will, and that free will has to be always exercised. If I gave you a small formula, if you remember, E plus R is equal to O. Environment may not be in your hand. Even the out.
I think Arunagiri's signal is giving him some trouble.
Yeah.
Arunagiri,
Hello?
we didn't hear you in between. You'll have to repeat. You said E
Yeah,
plus R is equal to O, then continue.
yeah. So am I audible now, Professor?
Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
I said E plus R is equal to O. Basically, it says that environment is not in your hand. The output is not in your hand. But what is there in your hand is your response, your purushartha, or your free will. And I, for one, believe that that is a free will given to you by choice. And you, for one, cannot pseudo-rationalize or justify or blame the destiny for it. And I, for one, believe that you have to put in your best effort and enjoy the process itself. As our Buddha, as our Gita says, karmana vadikaye. You enjoy the process. The fruit of the action is in the enjoyment of the process itself. Okay. Output may be whatever it happens. It may be as you conceived it, as you desired it, or it may be otherwise. But I, for one, believe that you would enjoy, you would grow, and you.
Yeah, I think that was a very interesting question. And I only echo what Arunagiri said in a slightly different manner, that the destination might be defined, or to say the destination is destined. But how to reach that destination is in our hands. How to experience the journey, how to make it more meaningful, how to make it more enriching, that is entirely our response, is what Arun was saying. So I kind of echo the same sentiment, since you wanted
So you
my
mean to say,
viewpoints.
sir?
Yes.
Hello.
Go ahead. I'm not clear who's speaking. Okay, doesn't matter. Well, Arunagiri, I must confess, it's been a very, very enjoyable 2 hours that we spent with you. Every moment full of energy and enthusiasm. You know, as part of this entire process of ensuring that everybody gets an equal opportunity to learn, we also invite our own secretariat from the BME to be part of these programs, so that they get the benefit of the wisdom of seasoned veterans like you. You know, they keep listening to us every day, so they say gar ki murgi dal barabar. But sometimes the kind of perspective that you have set up was very, very inspiring. I'm going to request Supriya, who's a senior manager in our system, who takes care of several aspects of administration and memberships and so on. Supriya, we'd like to have some of your feedback about this session. Would you unmute yourself and speak, please? In the meantime, as Supriya gets her network in place, may I also suggest that as part of all these programs, we have a group photograph in the end.
Yes.
So everyone, please get ready for the group photograph. Put on your cameras. If you need a minute to get ready, if you understand what I'm saying, go ahead, get ready. And we'll preserve this moment for ourselves.
Yes.
I think Supriya has some problem with her network. Oindrila, would you like to say something? She's also part of our team. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah. Go ahead, Oindrila.
Yeah, sir, thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak with Arunagiri sir and also attend this program. It was a wonderful session and I picked up a lot of content from your session, sir. Thank you so much.
Great, Oindrila. Thank you. All right, so everybody ready for the group photograph? Can I request our Sanjeev, Jagmohan, Oindrila, S. Kumar. I'm taking attendance, I'm just reminded of my classroom. Hoimi, Deepa, Supriya, Abhishek. Jagmohan, if we can have a little more light because you're kind of not seen. All right. So we're proud in DMA, we have a woman power in the secretariat. All our 5 staff there are women. And they are the ones who run the entire show very, very efficiently, including taking this lovely digital photograph, which you will see across the BMA social media tomorrow. So get ready for this photo moment, as we would call it. Are we all set?
Yes.
Abhishek, still not ready? Or network issues? Go ahead for the photograph, please.
Smile, please. Done.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. I'll request my colleague on the managing committee, Arun Chitlangia, who himself is a very passionate trainer, has been in the field of behavioral training and management development for over 2.5 decades. A person who is very, very committed to training. I saw a lot of shades of Chitlangia today when I was listening to Arunagiri, and I'd request him to do the honors on behalf of BMA to propose a vote of thanks and share his comments about this session.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm so fortunate to get this opportunity. And first of all, thanks to you, Professor R.S. Mani, to give me this opportunity to propose the vote of thanks. Because इससे अच्छा मौका मुझे कब मिलेगा जब मुझे एक ऐसे व्यक्ति को थैंक्स कहना है जिसके नाम में मेरा नाम घुसा हुआ है. और उसके साथ में मैं ये सोच रहा हूँ कि किस चीज पे थैंक्स दूं. इतनी सारी चीजें, so many things in 2 hours packed, power packed program. So I mean a lot of things. You talked about sales, that sales is so important, and really revenue generation is by sales, nothing else. And how many of us understand that each and every person is a salesperson for that organization? And should I thank you for making this session so interactive? Every now and then you took efforts to ensure that people write something or the other in the chat. They are active, they don't sleep, they don't just switch off and roam around here and there. It was fantastic. Acronyms, I really, really like them. And quiz में तो मजा ही आ गया. Dots, सब लोग सोचते रह गए कि कहाँ से क्या जोड़ना है. Overall, that energy that you brought in was reflected back, because when you as a speaker have that much energy, all of us also get energized. And then you saw the response and you saw the flow. So I really love the flow with which you said. And personally for me, that take home was courage. I remember last time when we met, I think I met you on 13th March at Wits Hotel, and that was just the beginning of this lockdown. And today we are talking about courage, which is so important in the day today, that now we have to come out of this. We can't just sit at home and wait for things to happen. We have to go out and do something about it. So all I want to tell you is this 2 hours, kahan kab itni jaldi hawa mein ud gaye, pata hi nahi chala, because of the way you conducted the session. And another 2 things which I really liked was, I am responsible and I am the Kohinoor. और old customer का जो आपने बात किया, I think everyone will respect that. And tomorrow, if not today, tomorrow everyone will go back, look at the records and go back to their customers and that is say hello to them. So wonderful session, Arunagiri. Thank you so much for coming here and enlightening the life of so many people. And so not only that it was fun, we enjoyed, but we learned a lot. And I think that is the most important thing. So thank you very much. And another thanks to our secretariat. They're really doing such a hard work and they're doing a smart work also. And because of them, I think under the leadership of Professor Mani, we are able to do a lot of things seamlessly. पता नहीं चलता कि ये लोग इतना काम कब क्या कैसे कर सकते हैं. हमारे पहले ईडी हुआ करते थे, अभी in spite of not having any ED, प्रोफेसर सर दोनों का 2-in-1 रोल प्ले कर देते हैं. And the team is so energized that they say, come what may, we are there and we will do great things. So thank you very much and thank you participants. आपके बिना ये प्रोग्राम का मजा ही क्या आता. So the energy is because you all are here. So thank you very much for this wonderful, nice evening.
Thank you.
Thanks everybody. And to take on what Arun Chitlangia said, touchwood against the odds, as on today, this was the 40th program that BMA has conducted in the last 5 months in the webinar format with participants ranging from 20 to 150, depending on the session, the timings, the duration. And that just confirms, I think people are hungry for knowledge as long as they believe that they're getting it from a dependable source. And I think Arunagiri really proved that bit today. I'm tempted to conclude by saying something which I remembered when I heard Arunagiri say that have the attitude of gratitude. And I strongly believe the attitude of gratitude will actually determine your altitude. And that's exactly how you will succeed in life. Tomorrow is a great occasion for us to remember all our teachers, mentors, guides. And on the eve of Teachers' Day, may I offer greetings to all of you and also suggest that please do remember them, wish them, make a call to them and see how much they feel grateful that you did remember that they had played a significant role in your lives. Do continue to be in touch with BMA. Our websites are continuously updated. We have the next 5 programs, Wednesdays and Fridays already announced on the website. Look forward to your active participation. Thank you, Arunagiri, for being here with us this evening. Stay safe, stay blessed, and have a great weekend.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.